أعزائي المشاهدين، أهلا وسهلا بكم بحلقة جديدة من برنامج موفرز اند شيكرز. معاكم مقدم ومعد البرنامج نجار من على قناة MEA TV. كالمعتاد احنا نجيب ضيوف دائما نتحاور وياهم. وهالسنة في ولاية ميشيغان وبقية الولايات الأمريكية اكو انتخابات المحلية وانتخابات الرئاسية وانتخابات الولايات. فاحنا دائما نجيب ويانا ضيوف اللي مرشحين انفسهم الى مناصب مختلفه لتعريفهم على ابناء الجاليه، لانه عندما يروحون الى صناديق الاقتراع يعرفون المن يقترعون المن يصوتون، لانه تعرفوا عن طريق البرنامج الى هؤلاء الاشخاص. فانتم تقررون من هو الشخص اللي راح تصوتوا له. ويانا اليوم السيدة تيفاني تيلي المرشحة لمنصب مجلس النواب الأمريكي، الكونغرس الأمريكي عن ولاية ميشيغان الأمريكية في واشنطن. فرحب بها اليوم وراح نعرفكم عليها، وإن شاء الله تختارون الشخص المناسب في المكان المناسب. Tiffany, welcome to our show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Since last time you were here, I know this is an election year and there's a lot of work.
Yes.
And God give us a lot of heat for knocking on the doors a little bit harder this year.
Yes.
So Tiffany, tell us a little bit about yourself. Let's let the people, because it's been about 4 or 5 months since you were here. We want the people to know who's Tiffany Tilley.
So Tiffany Tilley is a mom. Tiffany Tilley is an educator. Tiffany Tilley is currently a statewide elected official. I am the co-vice president of the State Board of Education. I have a background in real estate development, community development, and nonprofit leadership. And I have used that to bring in millions of dollars into the communities in southeastern Michigan to help families, to help seniors, to help the low-income families. And Tiffany has been working very hard during this campaign, get the word out, spread the word about different issues that are taking place today and issues that I'm fighting for.
So you're a mom.
Yes.
You're an educator.
Yes.
You have a full-time job.
Well, right now I'm campaigning full-time.
Campaigning. And you work, you have another job beside that as developer in real estate. That's a lot you have in your hand, a lot of things to do. Election is not easy. It's a lot of work, a lot of time, meeting a lot of people. You are always in interviews with, with the media. So between the time a few months ago and today, you knocked down a lot of doors. What is the citizen concern in your district? What what they care about? What the important issue for them while you are knocking the door? They talk to you, for example, economy, education, whatever. What do you hear from our customer or your people?
We do hear, my team and I, when we're out there, we hear concerns about education. We hear concerns about health care, Social Security. People are concerned about the environment. There are a lot of concerns, and cost of living, the economy. So people do have a lot of concerns.
Because you are running in the U.S. Congress, do you hear from your constituents anything about American policy in Israel and Ukraine and other parts of the world?
Absolutely.
You hear about that?
The biggest two, I would say, is what's going on with the war in Israel, between Israel and Palestine, and then the Ukraine war and situation with the refugees. I'm also concerned about Africa, what's going on in Africa.
In Sudan and other parts?
Sudan. I'm worried about Kenya. I'm worried about Nigeria, the Congo. I'm worried about South Africa because now there have been attacks by my opponent on South Africa for standing up in favor of Palestine. So the policy attacks that he's doing to those people, it's just unjust. And so I'm worried about a lot. I am the only candidate in my race that has said what's happening in Palestine is genocide. I am the only one that has called it genocide. Mm-hmm. I've definitely asked for a ceasefire and believe in a ceasefire. And I think on both sides, we should think about diplomacy first. That should be the main thing, and humanitarian aid. So many people are suffering, and I'm afraid of, we've lost so many lives, over 35,000. I'm afraid of losing more lives if people don't get the food, the water, the shelter, the medicine that they need.
You know, I discuss this issue with a lot of people, even the Ukrainian and the Gaza war. The Israeli, they have to live, you know, in peace, but in the same time, we're not gonna take, you know, defending the Israeli while we killing the children and the innocent people. This is not fair too. So the ceasefire, actually, you know, they have a lot of casualties in Israel too. The Jewish state, they have a lot of people, innocent people too, and even the army people. They are a human being. They have families.
Absolutely.
It's not one. It's a loss for both sides. I don't care if they're going to destroy all Gaza or they're going to take over. So what's after that? You know, and how many soldiers, Israeli soldiers, died? How many people? To say they lost 1,200, 1,300 people in October 7, but now we have 40,000 Palestinians died, okay, and there's hundreds of thousands injured, and a lot of them, they don't even have food and drink. They have no shelter. They have nothing. And same time, Israeli, they're not going to live in peace while they're killing other people there. So I don't think it's a fair war, not because I'm not taking side of the Jewish state or the Arab states. I'm the Arab people. I'm just saying it's not fair. They need to have a ceasefire. They can sit in a table, negotiate and talk, you know, and end this war. It's endless. And I'm fearing about something else. This is going to expand. Now we are seeing last a few days, the border between Lebanon and Israel is getting warmer and warmer. There's more shooting, more killing people there. Yeah. Hopefully it's not going to expand, and then we're going to have out of control war in that area. So it's better if United Nations, with the help of the U.S. and, you know, sitting with these people and other countries and help them. This is an important, I'm talking to you normally, I don't talk politics.
And it is very important. It's you know, the world's eyes are on what's happening. And I've been to Israel years ago, right before Gaza closed. So I've been to Gaza as well, been to the Knesset. I definitely believe in a two-state solution. What I saw at that time, I saw Palestinians, I saw Jews working together, living together, shopping together. I would like to see where they can live in peace. You know, that's what it's about. Everybody deserves respect. Everybody deserves dignity. Everybody deserves to have their own state. So that is what I want to see.
Yeah, they need to live in peace. And that is the best part of the world. The three religions came up from that country. Let's say that part of the world. The Judaism, the Christianity and Islam, all they came there. That is one of the best jewel of the world in that part
absolutely.
of it. And all of us, we go there. The Christian, the Muslims, the Jewish, they visit there, and it could be a very prosper, could be very happy part of the world. But the politicians, they don't leave that. The both sides
and that was the thing on the ground. Everybody, the everyday person, they got along. It was the governments going at it. So I think that we need to continue to work. The U.S. needs to continue to work in front of the camera and behind the camera, behind the scenes, as well as the UN needs to continue to work, and just the world to bring peace. How can we help with diplomatic solutions?
Yeah, we are seeing, been a year and a half war in Sudan. There's famine, there's 9 million people displaced.
Yes.
And that's not even in the news. Nobody hear about it.
Yes.
Okay, and we are giving billions and billions and billions to Ukraine and Israel, while we have so many schools. We have so many, here in America, we have so many schools laying off the teachers. Ann Arbor and different cities. They cannot pay a few $1 million, while we are giving $1 billion for this country to kill each other. So it does not make even sense of that. You know, even in Ukraine and Russia, it's not fair. It's been 2 years, over 2 years, the war there. So many people died, so many property destructed, you know. And this is not even fair for that part of the world or other part of the world. Let's remind our viewers, which is your district? You are District 10. Where is your District 10?
So District 10 is 14 communities in Macomb County, from M59 down to 8 Mile, for the most part. And it is Warren, Shelby Township, Sterling Heights, East Point, Roseville, Clinton Township, St. Clair Shores, Utica, Fraser, Macomb Township, Mount Clemens, St. Clair Shores. This Fort Harrison Township is 14 communities. And then also on the Oakland County side, it's Rochester and Rochester Hills.
Okay, so Troy is not part of it.
No.
But Shelby and Sterling Gas is part of it.
Yes.
Shelby and Sterling Gas. So
Yes.
you are in the heart of the our community.
Yes.
Our community is concentrated in this area, a lot of them.
Yes.
So there is, you're running, and they call it District 10. There were 6 people running, now there's 4.
Yes.
4 of you running and, you know, for the same position as a Democrat.
Yes.
And after August, this is a primary in August, then after that it's going to be one of you, whoever going to make it, hopefully going to be you.
Absolutely.
Then you're going to run against the Republican John James.
Yes.
They're going to run against that for November.
Yes.
Okay. So,
And I mentioned Rochester Hills. I just want to say, you know, what happened in Rochester Hills with the mass shooting the other day was just absolutely senseless. I'm a gun violence survivor. I've lost family members. That was the first issue I came out on. I've been advocating for over 20 years, and that's definitely something that's near and dear to my heart, and my heart goes out to the family members. This should have never happened.
yeah, you know.
And it should never happen in any
Anywhere,
community.
anywhere. The same day we have that shooting, we have 4 shootings in Michigan, and there's 10 mass shooting in America. The violence, and this is innocent people, kids playing in the water there, you know,
Yes.
have nothing to do. This guy goes to his house, pick up a gun, and come and start shoot randomly for no reason. Mother, 2 kids, you know, and other people. Why the kid, 8 years old, suffering in the hospital today, if you're going to
Yes.
make it or not? And the others, they destroy the community there.
Yeah.
We don't, you know, one thing I want to talk about it. When you go to Washington, hopefully when you make it and you go there, I want you to advocate for mental health
Absolutely.
resources.
Absolutely.
This is more important than just, I am against guns myself. I'm not pro guns, you know. But if you have people mentally ill, this guy, 42 years old, he goes pick up a gun and goes kill people and kill himself. He killed himself too. There's senseless, you know, crime. There is no reason for that. He destroyed, I live a mile away from that. My house is only a mile away from there.
Wow.
When I heard it, I was outside, and I have a grandchild, and this is the age of my grandchild.
Yeah.
And you know, this guy just going around, and 3 times he filled his magazine, 3 times and shoot it for no reason. Nobody know why.
Yeah.
And this is unbelievable. So
We are absolutely in a crisis when it comes to mental health. The nonprofit I led, it was substance abuse prevention work as well as mental health, health and wellness. We focused on that. We saw under the Reagan administration that they stopped the federal funding for mental health programs. We saw under Engler's administration that they closed the mental health hospitals here in Michigan. And so one of the things that I want to do as a Congress member is advocate for mental health, advocate for federal funding going back into mental health, and I want to bring money into my district and work with state agencies to make sure that we have a mental health hospital on the Macomb side of my district as well as the Oakland County side of my district.
yeah, there was in Down River area, there was a hospital. They just knocked it down recently. It was a mental health. They been empty for 20 years. You know, that huge property there, sitting there for no reason.
Yeah.
While we are paying billions of dollars for the war, and and weapons and stuff, we cannot treat our people inside America for a few hundred, a few $1,000,000. It could prevent a lot of issues.
Yes.
And as I told you, everybody get different opinion. I'm personally against a weapon. I don't believe in, permitting the people to get the shotguns and Uzis and stuff, go kill the people for no reason. Yeah, there's Second Amendment said, you have the right to bear the arm. Does not mean go kill the people.
And we should have real gun safety measures. I know I push for gun safety measures here. As a state board member, I drafted a resolution that went to our legislators. I know the legislators did pass some gun safety laws. We need to focus on gun safety.
Sure. Another issue is the education. All of us, my kids, my grandkids, your kids, they go to school, get educated, is very important. Why we have this issue of laying off a lot of teachers from different districts? Is that because they don't get funds from the state, or because they decline their enrollment? Or what is the reason? Why, for example, in Ann Arbor last week, they tried to lay off 25 teachers?
There are a lot of issues and a lot of layers. There is state funding. It's called Proposal A. And so schools are funded per pupil according to the tax base. And so Governor Whitmer and the legislators made recommendations, and they increased per pupil funding. When I first became a state board member in 2018, the per pupil funding was $7,000 something. Now it's $9,000 something for the lowest amount. At that time, we had some communities, like for instance, the Bloomfield Hills, where the per pupil funding was $13,000 something per student. So it depends on the community how many dollars they get from the state, according to the tax base, and we need to change that as well. But also, you have, during COVID, a lot of money went to the districts. They were able to hire more staff, more support staff. They were able to do infrastructure changes that the per pupil funding does not allot for. There were a lot of things that they could do with those dollars. Those dollars were temporary. Those dollars were gone. And so we have over 800 school districts in Michigan. And different school districts are going to have different reasons why they're doing the layoff. But a lot of it is we need equitable funding. We need we need more funding. And then also, there's another issue we have is a teacher shortage. So we have layoffs, but we don't have enough teachers in a lot of our districts. We don't have enough support staff. We don't have enough social workers. And we don't even have enough people going into the field.
So if there is a shortage of teachers,
there is a shortage of teachers.
Why those people get laid off, the teachers? They cannot move to this area or district, the one they have a shortage.
So those teachers will be able to apply at other districts and have opportunities there. And then two, you see one, like I said, funding is an issue. And then you see also population decrease. So as far as students, the younger students, we don't have as many children that in a lot of our communities are aging. So we don't have where, years ago, families might have 13 children. They might have 8 children. Now families are having 1, 2, 3 children. So you do have families, some big families, but most families are smaller nowadays. So that has affected our schools as well. So there's a multitude of reasons. With the teacher shortage, we are working to create pipelines. The Michigan Department of Education, the governor is working to create new pipelines to get new teachers into the field and support and resources to keep teachers in the field that are currently there. And they've changed the law where retired teachers don't have complications and they can come back in the field.
Well, I hope they solve that issue, because I hear in the news all the time people are getting laid off from schools. And I heard that the shortage of the teachers. I was thinking about it, why we have shortage on one side, the other side we have, people getting laid off. So let's talk a little bit of, I know state of Michigan is not your, it's part of your, it's your job here. In state of Michigan, we are doing okay financially at this time. I know we are, I follow up with that. So when you become a U.S. Congress, I hear a lot of Congress, he said, we brought to this district money, we brought to this organization money. How we do that? How we bring money? Just you mentioned it a few minutes ago. I'm going to bring some federal money to the state. How you do that?
So each congressperson has the opportunity to bring dollars back to fight for the amount of dollars that goes into the community and who they give them to. So we need funding for infrastructure, like I said, fighting to be able to have a mental health hospital, and as you said, organizations. That's under federal funding as well. Nonprofit organizations can apply for federal funding, and it's my job as a congresswoman to make sure that I'm supporting our nonprofit organizations as well as our small businesses, and making sure that there are grants and loans available for small businesses in the district.
Great. So let me ask you this question I always ask. It's after 4 or 5 months in a campaign, how's your family morale toward helping you? I know that at the time you said, oh, they help me, they work with me. After 4 or 5 months, a lot of hard work, how they stand up with you right now?
So, well, now it's been almost a year. I declared in September. So it's been a long time. My daughter is helping me with my social media because she's in Florida away at school. And I have family members that are still donating. I have family members actually for the signature gathering. A couple of people you mentioned are not in the race because of the signatures. It's a huge effort. That's a campaign in itself. So we had, in addition to hiring a team, we had over 20 plus volunteers, well over 20 volunteers helping us to gather those. So family and friends are definitely aboard, as well as picking up new volunteers, meeting new friends as I'm out there campaigning.
So the viewer today, I always ask that question. The viewer is watching us today and they see, you know what, this lady, she's sincere, she's honest, she's gonna help the community, the Middle East, in general, all the community, but we are part of your district. You have a huge number of the Chaldean Middle Eastern in your district. And they say, well, we like to help this lady. How they can help you?
And I would like to say too, Congresswoman Rashida Tilley has endorsed me. When I was younger, I was an AmeriCorps Vista volunteer at the Arab American National Museum. So I definitely have ties to the community and definitely would love the support, and I appreciate your support. The community can help and help me to help them by going to my website, TiffanyTilley4Congress.com. They can donate. We're running commercials. We're in the field.
They can put signs in their home, their businesses.
They can put signs up, absolutely. We would definitely love that. And
they could become working for you as a volunteer, and
they can have house parties. They can have a party at their restaurant, host something at their restaurant for me, a fundraiser or a meet and greet. That would be helpful as well.
That's great. So before we end this interview, this is your camera here. Talk to our community. What do you like to accomplish? What do you want to do for the community? What do you want the community doing for you? Feel free to go, please.
So again, my name is Tiffany Tilley. I am running for U.S. Congress in District 10. I'm running to be your congresswoman and represent you. As a congresswoman, my door will be open for you. My staff will be there as well. We'll be in the community. I'm very community oriented. So definitely want to hear from you, hear how I can best serve you. I know different people will have different needs. If you look at my website, immigration is a policy that's important to me, and I have a plan laid out how I can help with immigrants. I think when people come over to this country, they should be treated with dignity and respect always, and the process to becoming a U.S. citizen should not take as long as it does. So I will be there to be fighting for you. As business owners, I know many people in the community are business owners. You will have a friend in Congress that will be fighting for you, fighting for small businesses, fighting for entrepreneurs. I have an MBA from U of D. I have international experience as well. I was trained by U of D in multiple countries. Business is very important to me as well. So you will definitely have a friend in that area. And getting through processes with the different federal departments, whether it's immigration, whether it's applying for grants, applying for loans, SBA loans, applying for federal grants for your nonprofit, our office will be available to help you with those things. So.
Well, Tiffany, I wish you good luck again. Thank you again for coming. I know you're very busy. You have a lot in your hand, but coming and taking time to be in the MEA TV, appreciate it. I wish you good luck again.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Hopefully we'll see you in November. We'll celebrate together.
Absolutely.
In the party, winning party.
Absolutely. I definitely appreciate you, MEA TV. Always happy to be here and definitely need your support, and you can all come celebrate with us too. Thank you.
Thank you very much. أعزائي المشاهدين، كنا في لقاء مع السيدة تيفاني تيلي المرشحة لمنصب الكونغرس في ولاية ميشيغان الأمريكية عن المنطقة رقم 10 اللي تشمل غالبية أبناء الجالية الكلدانية والعربية. سمعتوا إلها، سمعتوا معلومات. انكم من الخيار أنتم تختارون الشخص الصحيح في المكان الصحيح. إن شاء الله تختارون الشخص المناسب اللي يساعد الجالية الكلدانية والعربية في ولاية ميشيغان الأمريكية. شكرا جزيلا، ونلتقي وياكم في لقاء آخر مع ضيف آخر، مع مقدم ومعد البرنامج نجار من قناة MEA TV. نلتقي بكم قريبا إن شاء الله.